So the Grammys just happened, and I'm embarrassed to say I watched it. For a split second, I thought it'd be worth the watch just from the performance lineup. But alas, even that was mostly subpar. What we got was an award show that was a former shell of itself, desperately trying to capture the public zeitgeist, that somehow ended up being used as a tool in a rift between three of the biggest superstars on the planet. I was fully prepared to just rant about how boring the Grammys were, but everyone has that covered. Instead, I want to be more tempered and mostly just talk about how the Grammys are on its last legs, because right now Nicki Minaj has hijacked their headlines. The Grammy usually plays off the political climate of the times, and with the turmoil between ICE and immigration and all that was the primary focus of the night. I've noticed there were lots of Latino winners and nominees, and some parts of the show were done in Spanish. If you were watching the award show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like I was, you'd remember, I don't know who this man was, but he got up and I think a good chunk of the show was in Spanish. He was just highlighting the Latin talent in the house, and I'm not sure if that's the usual procedure of the Grammys. This was my first time watching it, the whole 8.5 hours, so just let me know down below. To really bring home the message of love and acceptance, Trevor Noah and Bad Bunny was highlighted a lot. Trevor had been the Grammys host for a few years now, and Bunny is set to headline the halftime show, and I thought it was smart for the Grammys to bring these two together, these two global stars bantering back and forth, really highlighting what America should be all about. And I loved how Noah got Bunny to sing his latest hit, closing a recurring gag Trevor had going on throughout the night. I loved how lots of celebrities called attention to ICE and immigration. Something I realized during the show was how globalized my palette had become. I have so many favorite artists from all over the world, mostly from the UK and Nigeria, who I actually cared to win the awards. So when these artists make speeches about their backgrounds or immigration, it really meant something, especially considering I am a child of immigrants. However, no matter how touching these moments were, it fell short of being heartfelt, primarily because of how hypocritical the show was. One major point of contention I noticed was, for a show that highlighted so much Latin talent and importance of immigration and diversity, it made it that much louder how many Latinos voted for Trump in the 2024 election that helped create the immigration policies we see today.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
It's laughable how Trevor Noah thought he was being real, quote unquote real, bringing up Trump and Epstein, and yet avoided the biggest story of the night, Jay-Z and Pusha T being implicated in the DOJ files. And Pusha was in attendance. More so, how does everyone hype up Bunny's speech about love, and then moments later, the host makes a dig at Nicki Minaj? Noah encouraged everyone to gang up and randomly laugh at her. What kind of weirdo does that? I was confused at what I was watching. Like, is this MTV? Because why were there two people half naked to the Academy Awards? Didn't Kanye get kicked off the carpet for doing that? This whole program was so desperate to be buzzworthy, and all the grandstanding was so blatant, it was like the show had identity issues. You can't be cloud chasing one minute and then highbrow respectable the next. My biggest takeaway from this event was how exhausting the industry is. I'm done with the distractions, the gaslighting. No one stands on business and everyone's on the take. It's exhausting seeing the media manipulate the public to thinking Jay-Z is innocent after seeing the DOJ files, after all the rumors, and after all the lawsuits.
And people on social media, by people, I mean Drake fan pages, will have a field day with this, and they will talk about this so much that it will keep us out of the algorithm. Do we not understand how black culture is being used to protect the agendas of the elite? Okay, Epstein files come out Friday. Don living in Georgia Fort. Black journalists get arrested. President Obama gets threatened with jail time. And just for a little razzle dazzle, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Eminem, and the Epstein files, all to get your algorithm focused off the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and some of the most powerful people in this world. And sadly, it worked. But listen, when you're black and successful, it comes with the territory. And as my therapist tells me often, you can't have your success without the problems that come with it. And sadly, unserious journalism is one of those problems. Please give all these unserious journalists who just ran with the Pusha T, Eminem, Jay-Z is in the Epstein file story the biggest.
So Charlemagne did exactly what I knew he was going to do this morning while discussing this whole Jay-Z, Pusha T, Epstein file thing. He deflected and tried to put it on the fact that we fell for the bait, we fell for the smokescreen, to take the eyes off of Trump and his friends and their involvement within the Epstein files. And I'm not doubting that that was the plan by Trump and his friends. I'm not doubting that one bit. Of course it was. That's also why he arrested Don Lemon and those journalists. But we don't have to necessarily be distracted. We can focus on all the players involved. Not only that, but if the purpose of the Shade Room removing the Jay-Z and Pusha T posts off of their page was to keep the focus on Donald Trump and his associates instead, then why didn't the Shade Room post about Donald Trump and his associates?
It's exhausting seeing how people dismiss the mistreatment of Nicki all because they don't like her. It's exhausting how we can't trust any media entity anymore. Or maybe we never could have. Who knows? And it's exhausting with all the turmoil going on in the world. I can't escape with music. I wanted the night to bask in the talent of all the new artists, but I realized most of these artists aren't memorable.
So I was watching the Grammys new artist performances, and I think we did it. I think we've run out of songs and song ideas. We don't need to be making music anymore. It's time to turn our attention to farming. We've already made all the music you can possibly make. I mean, we got white guy, no guitar, black guy with guitar, girls, one of every kind, all pretending to be Korean, pretending to be black. It's done. We've completed music.
And I highly doubt most of them have any type of longevity, which makes it all the more obvious how irrelevant the Grammys have become. They all had these breakout stars performing their biggest hits, but the Academy only became newsworthy when they brought up Nicki Minaj. Safe to say, the Grammys are on its last legs for sure. Something that solidified the Grammys' decline to me was the lack of conversations about the winners. No one's really debating about who was snubbed, who unjustly won, etc., etc. Most of the headlines have been about Nicki Minaj's response to the Academy. I'd even argue that she became the bigger story. More so, she used all this traction to bring attention back to the Carters.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
And y'all already know Nicki was gonna respond to that. She posted, Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend, allegedly. And you see she posted Jay-Z. But then she started going in on Jay-Z. She said your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. And her saying this really caught people's attention because people have been accusing Jay-Z and Beyonce of being a part of a satanic cult for years. They have been accused of being a part of Illuminati. So for Nicki to come out and say this is right up the alley of what people have been giving Jay-Z a side eye for years. Then she said, are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story time since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. And as you can see, she has a picture with Jay-Z and it says age 26 and Aaliyah age 15, and Jay-Z and Beyonce it says age 27 and age 16.
Remember them? One of music's biggest power couple, or maybe the biggest power couple. I'm not too sure. Beyonce rarely misses the Grammys to the point where her absence is noted, except for this past show where there was no mention of the record-breaking Academy Award winner, nor her husband who held the record for the most awarded rapper, which Kendrick just broke the other night. I didn't hear his name brought up once, maybe I missed it. Again, please comment down below. It makes me wonder what's the real publicity stunt. Was it the gimmick the Grammys pulled with Trevor Noah, or MAGA using Nicki as a mouthpiece? I mean, Trevor's joke was a perfect springboard for Nicki to retaliate against her enemies and also champion the Republican agenda. And I wonder what Nicki's exit plan would be. Aligning herself with the president, like, that's a choice. Because it's all fun and games having the power to take down your enemies, but eventually Nicki will be on the chopping block as well. This is legit House of Dragons now, and seeing the industry tear itself apart, it's too good to pass up, but also it's really exhausting. Like, it pulls on your energy a lot. My favorite moments from the show were Sabrina Carpenter's performance of Man-Child. I've been replaying it nonstop. I absolutely love the Lauryn Hill tribute to D'Angelo as well. I could listen to it all day. Now, that would make for a great Sunday morning cleaning up music. Rosé's performance of Apatow with Bruno Mars with Chef's Kiss, I felt like a proud sister. These singers understood the assignment. These 3 performances are what the Grammys are all about, or what they should be all about. There's no need for cheap theatrics if the music and the performances are good enough. But for whatever reason, most of these artists' routines were very casual. Even their staging was lackluster or non-existent. I mean, why is Justin Bieber performing in a corner? Like, what's going on? Cat's Eye was very disappointing. I felt like they were performing at the audience. I was expecting their Mama performance, but next level, or a Gabriella vocal-focused performance with a dance break, with Danny having a moment to speak out to the Latinos. You know, it would have been great. Cat's Eye seems culturally out of touch. Like, why perform gnarly when the whole night is about ICE and immigration? You have a bilingual hit that plays into your global identity. Like, what's going on? Y'all, half the group of immigrants, for God's sakes. Like, you could have done something real big, really memorable, and you let the moment just go by. I don't really think that anyone really took notice of Cat's Eye outside of the K-pop sphere. Anyways, let me focus on some more of the good. Something else I loved were the movie trailers that came up during the commercial breaks. Yep, you heard that right. I enjoyed the commercial breaks more than the actual awards show. Newsflash, The Devil Wears Prada 2 had a spot announcing the trailer dropped. I've never seen an ad for a trailer tell the audience to go watch it online rather than play it, but I broke my fingers looking it up and it was a delightful experience. Same with the MJ teaser. That biopic is looking better and better every day. Well, those are my thoughts about the Grammys. What are yours? Please comment down below, hype the video, like it, and as always, thanks for watching.